All right, we have the development version of World's iVue pulled up in front of us. Let me do a quick version check for our lead developer to know which one we're working with. The Christmas Eve release 1.5.3. Going back to the app, let's go ahead and allow World's iVue to have our location, and we'll go full screen. We have a Developer Mini in front of us. We were going to test fly it yesterday on Christmas, but as you may have seen in our video that we posted, it ended up getting rebuilt instead because a heavy camera bag fell on it during transport. So here we are. After the last time you saw it fly, it was continuously rotating. Now that problem should be fixed. So I'll go set it out in the field over here, let it boot up, power on, and then I'll need to go back and get props and put those on. And while we're at it, we'll go ahead and address all of you Chinese Communist Party sympathizers and DJI dick riders. Yes, no, Developer is not the go-to platform to replace your DJI Mavic or your Matrice or whatever. But if you're a developer and want to actually help be part of the solution and not part of the problem and help America create new, better drone technology, Developer is a great platform to start off with. But let me get off my high horse for just a moment and grab the propellers for Developer Mini. And many of you talked about not having gimbal cameras. We've been there, done that, but right now we're more focused on getting our software up and running so you don't have to use QGroundControl or Mission Planner. So again, open up the iVue RoboControl app, select add a drone, hit connect to drone, and then the STM32 is the option you'll be selecting. Let's see. Let me check who's calling. I think it's some kid's mom that wants to have their kid intern with us. It's like, have your kid reach out. Or if the kid was interested, they would reach out and be more persistent. All right, well, anyway, let's put on the props. And I'll more directly address some of the comments that you guys had as well. But I am in a little bit of a, not rush per se, but on a time crunch. I have a 11 a.m. meeting and I don't know, it's about 10:10, 10:15, something like that. I'm gonna look like such an asshole if this doesn't work, but what's new? And those of you that are looking for a straight DJI replacement, do you not want more? Do you not want the ability to control different sort of payloads like spotlights and cargo containers and sprayers and do more than just take photos and videos? But I guess if that's all you want to do, then so be it. Live a boring life. All right, I'm gonna zoom into the Developer Mini's position. I'm gonna get a controller at the ready, not yet activate it. Going to zoom out, see if I can get this map to load a little bit more clearly. There we go. Check the terminal. Hit fly drone, arm and fly drone, take off to 10 feet. All right, so it successfully went into guided mode, but failed to launch. Let me try arm drone, error while sending command. Freaking lovely. So let me check QGroundControl to see if there's any errors that we're not seeing pop up in the iVue RC app, or if there's a new iVue RC bug. I had to close out of iVue RC here. I made it full screen. QGroundControl is taking a little bit to open up. And we're watching. Going to force quit QGroundControl even though it didn't open up yet. Hadn't even opened up yet. There we go. We need to wait for all the parameters to load. All right. Exit vehicle configuration. We're in loiter flight mode. It's saying not ready, but let's see if we can take off to 10 feet in QGroundControl. Compass is inconsistent. Okay. So we need to do a quick compass calibration. I'm being a little louder than what would be ideal for you viewers, so hopefully our camera operator you guys all love so much can hear. Vehicle configuration, sensors, compass. I'll leave my wallet up here. Not that it should really interfere, but. I'm just gonna have to kind of guess when the compass calibration is done because I have no one up at the computer to take a look, so. And the larger developers will actually make a sound, so the base model developer, developer XE, and developer HP will all make a sound when the compass calibration process starts as well as when it finishes, but we have no such audible indicator with the developer mini. So you either need to be in front of your phone or computer that has QGroundControl or Mission Planner up, or you might just have to rotate it a little bit more than what you might think you have to make sure you actually finish the compass calibration. Oof. Compass 1 external is all the way in the red, and the compass 2 is midway in the yellow. So we're going to reboot vehicle. Of course, QGroundControl is going to crash as it just did. We got the reboot audible indicator from developer mini. Let's go ahead, reopen QGroundControl. And we're going to redo that compass calibration. I'll take off my watch as well. That could actually mess with the compass calibration. Take 2. This is just such a lovely stance to maintain. All right, I think that should be enough. Now let's see if it's a good calibration or not. Urgency, Jacob, urgency. Okay, 1 is in the green, but the external compass is in the red. So we're going to disable the external compass, which isn't ideal. And we're going to reboot. Said vehicle reboot failed, but I don't think that's actually the case. I'm closing out QGroundControl, reconnecting via the iVue RC app, and then I'm going to reboot via the iVue RC app. All right, just heard it successfully reboot. I'm going to now disconnect here via the iVue RC app, reopen QGroundControl to make sure I can arm it. And while it may not be the best time to mention this, having these sort of issues and having to go use open source software like QGroundControl to operate our drones, we are, I would say on our current timeline, about 2 years from being on parity with DJI, and then 3 to 5 years to actually leapfrogging them. And as crazy as that may sound, I'm not talking about like the scale of deployment where we have as many units as they do, you know, in people's hands, as far as technology, and it's really just a matter of scaling, right? And I think as long as we can get some buy-in and support from obviously more investors, as well as, you know, just customers willing to take chances with larger orders, maybe with larger lead times than they would typically be used to, then it's nothing that we can't, you know, bring home here to America, bring home here to the metro Atlanta area, and, you know, compete with DJI, not necessarily head on again building the best flying camera drone, but building the best general purpose, multi-purpose sort of drone. So I think we should be good to go as indicated in QGroundControl. Not ideal that we do have one of the compasses disabled, but let's go ahead and reconnect via the iVue RC app. We have 21 satellites. We should be good to go now. So in 3, 2, 1, I am going to arm and fly. And look at that, we have the Developer Mini not rotating just as it should. So it took us a little bit longer to get here, but again, as you would even with a DJI drone, you'd have to do a compass calibration if it was newly built, newly delivered, or in this case, rebuilt. So let me go ahead and enable the gamepad. Have the gamepad enabled. Now I'm going to put Developer Mini into loiter mode. And now I should have game controller support, yep. So again, a little bit of latency. We'll have Mohit, our lead developer, coming in later. I do have the pitches reversed, so actually forward is back, back is forward. We don't quite yet have a UI to support changing the direction in the iVue RC app. We'll likely bring that, but if nothing else, we'll just make sure this is properly configured and you know how to configure it if you're, you know, building it yourself. But I think that's it that we needed to show right here, right now. So I'll go ahead and bring in this Developer Mini for a landing. I'll just bring it closer to me, and then I'll actually have the iVue RC app do the landing. I got the Christmas colors, red, green, and then white there on the rear. All right, well, with totally necessary stunts, that's the video for today, or at least this morning. We may have another one out here or out at the drone park a little bit later, probably not posted till tomorrow, but if you have any questions, of course, feel free to leave a comment or reach out. Otherwise, stay tuned and we'll have a lot more great content showing the future of American drones for you right here on the iVue Robotics YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, peace.